Hello everyone, I hope you are all doing good and keeping yourself safe. Okay, so today we are going to learn about how to create a Mooc. Okay, so we are just going to design the Mooc layout and basic understanding of how things going to work while using or creating Mooc for your work in Adobe Animate. Okay, for first we need to find a proper layout. So how your layout same like what you are doing in Udemy or any other online courses, you must be having some layout. So for that, first thing is we are going to download free vector layout. Okay, so depending upon your requirements, if you can make it in Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Photoshop, you can create your own layout. That's also fine. If you want, you can use an another layout. Okay, so I think you can browse. So okay, this one also looks good. Okay, we can use this one. How we can, or this one, because here I can see different. ah so this will take. Okay, so we are going to download this one. Okay, so you download this thing. Okay, so it's up to your preferences how you want your. I'm just using a basic theme, so the idea is how you can use this in your Adobe Animate and create a simple Mooc. Okay, so I have already downloaded this thing. Okay, so let us go to media. Okay, so I have already downloaded this. So this is the Adobe Illustrator file. Okay, or you can say encapsulated process script that you can use. And by the time it is loading, we can open Adobe Creative Cloud as well, because we need to open Adobe Animate later on. So it depends upon your computer how much time it will take. So I'm going to do one by one, so I'm not going to burden more stuff or processing power on my computer. So let us wait till the Adobe Animate opens. Okay, so Adobe Anime Illustrator has been opened. Let us open Adobe Illustrator. Sorry. Okay, so here we can see that I can use this TV, for example, to view my videos. The rest of the things I don't require. Okay, so let us make it smaller. So like this thing I can delete. Okay, so read more. So this read more I can also, because this is a group, so I have to ungroup it. Okay, so this is, okay, so these things I can, let us, this is ungroup. Okay, so let's this thing. So you can decide whatever things you don't want, for example this thing. Okay, so I don't need this thing, I don't need this thing. So again, this thing I also don't need. Okay, so this thing, this thing. Okay, so this home I also don't need this, so you can create this thing. Okay, if you look at over here, this guy, I don't need this guy. If you want, it's up to you. Okay, I don't need this guy. Okay, if you want, so okay, wait, I can group this. Oh, this, I don't want this person. Okay, if you want to have these options to you, you can use this one. I don't want this thing, for example. I only need this TV, for example. Okay, so you can. Okay, so I have created my layout that I will be opening my video over here. I will be having controls over here and headings over here. So this is how I created. So now I'm going to save this file. Okay, so see, I'm going to save it in Adobe Illustrator, but if I want, I can export as well. Okay, so different options are available. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to export as okay PNG, and I will use the artboard. Okay, so the reason is of artboard is because this is the white space that will be there, and when I use the artboard and use the PNG, so it will not affect my layout when I'm going to import it in my Adobe Animate. Okay, so I'm just going to use export options. Okay, or you can use as JPEG, so it depends upon you what is your preference. Or okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to open my Adobe Animate. So it might take some time. I'll close this one. Okay, so Adobe Animate is open, so now we are going to create a new. So depending upon the size, normally if we talk about creating a Mooc, so it is on the web, so this is the medium. So if you want, you can change the height or width and the frame rate, but we are taking it as default. And please remember, action script 3 should be there. So we are going to create the scene. Okay, so now my stage is here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to import. Okay, so now we are going to rename the layers. Okay, so this is the main layer. Okay, so we are going to add a new layer. Okay, so this is our background, so we can import the file to stage. Okay, so that was png file that we have created. Okay, so now we can resize it to our preference. Okay, so this is our background. Now we are going to add a new layer. Okay, so this is our outline. Okay, so here I'm going to create some text. Okay, so like intro. Okay, so we have to make it a bit bigger. Introduction. Okay, so I can color it to, for example, black. Okay, so we can make it a bit bigger. Okay, this is introduction. Okay, then I use Control Alt and similarly we can make it better introduction. So this will become chapter 1, this will become chapter 2, this will become activity, this will become okay certificate. Okay, so now I'm going to create another text. So over here I can use white. Okay, white. Okay, so this is advanced multimedia. So if you want, you can make it bold. Bold. So okay, that's fine. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make an action script. So this will be stop. Okay. Now, so we can import video, but before importing a video I'm going to make another scene, and before making another scene I can make it as a button. Okay, for making button F8, so button I will make, so it will be instance A, for example. So this what will happen when this will load. You will have a splash screen, or you can have an image to be displayed as a banner, that introduction to whatever you are trying to do. Okay, so I will double click over here, I will press F6, F6, F6. because it's a text, so we have to make the hit. So we have to make a hit area. Why it's not working? Okay, sorry. I will make it F6. Okay, I will click here. So the thing is, it was having white color, so it was not visible. Okay, so this is a hit, so that is fine. Now let us see the output. Okay, so this is our splash screen. Okay, introduction working fine. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make an other scene. So I will copy this one. I will make scene number 2. Okay, that's great. Okay, now I'm in scene number 2, so I can change something so it can be easily visible to us. This is introduction, for example. Okay, so that is done. Now I will go to scene number 1. Okay, so this is what we are going to do for our action. So I will put some code snippet. So as you know, we are doing action script, so timeline navigation, go to scene and play. Okay, so here I'll just change scene number 2. And now we'll see if it is working. Yes, now we are in scene number 2. Okay, so in scene number 2 I will go again. Okay, and I will make this button. Okay, this button, and obviously when if it will be there, so I need to convert this to a button. So this is instance B. Okay, so double click on it, F6, F6. I will click here and make it as a button over here. That is chapter number 2. Okay, so I'll go back. So now I have this chapter number 2. So for this I need another scene. Okay, so I will make another scene, and this will be scene number 3. Okay, so I'll go to now scene number 3, and I will change it to, this is chapter 1. Okay, so now let us see how it works. Okay, so introduction. Okay, so on over here, see, the thing is, okay, over here, okay, scene number 2, I will create action, code snippet, go and scene play. So this will be scene number 3, that is already there, and that is instance B. Okay, that is fine. Now we are in scene number 3. Scene number 3 is fine. Okay, so it's working fine. Maybe something. Okay, so I made two scenes, so just to make you understand how it will work. Okay, so now I'll go to scene number one. Okay, if you want, you can add progress bar over here that we have learned previously. Today is just how we can create the Mooc. So this is how create a Mooc will work. So first you have to do the introduction, then chapter 1, then chapter 2, then you have to do the activity, and then you can only generate the certificate. So this outline is necessary sometimes because the user may think, okay, why we are doing this thing, we don't need this thing. So it is better to give the users that option, that these are the options that will be available to you when you are going to do your work. Okay, so this is a very good thing to do. Now what you are going to do is you are going to import the video. Okay, so status bar, like for example, if you have three things or four things that you have to do, so you can add like 25% completed, 50, 75 and 100%, then only you can get the certificate. So the course completion is there. Okay, so when we talk about videos when using Adobe Animate, so you can go to file, import and import video. So here we have different options. Okay, so if we talk about the methods or the files types, first of all, file types. So you can have FLV, F4V, MPEG video. Those are the three formats that are supported by Adobe Animate. So if you want to import your video that you have created by yourself, so what you can do, you can use Adobe Media Encoder in order to convert it to in FLV or F4V. Okay, so there are different methods you can use. You can use progressive download from the web server. So when we talk about progressive download from a web server, this method keeps the video file external to the animated file, and the resulting SWF file size is very small. This is most common method when we use Adobe Animate. So we can use streaming server. Okay, so we can use the streaming server and so on. So these are the very basic things. So like for example, you have created your own two topics and you uploaded in YouTube. You can use those URL over here, and that is a progressive one, and your file size will be very less. If we talk about embedding or using your own video files, so here what you have to do, you have to keep it in your same folder and directory, and when you are changing something, you have to again generate your SWF file. So in URL you just change your file or update your file and it will be fine, but over here when you are doing the embedding one, so you have to be careful that over here you have to again generate the SWF file. So embedding, obviously if you are having two video file for 50 MB and you are importing in your project, so that means 100 MB will always be there when you are doing it. So when you are doing the embed, it will create an exe file, so exe file size will be bigger. So carrying it, if you are having more files, carrying it to another location can be some cumbersome task. Now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to embed, I'm just going to load it from the external video that I have already created. Okay, so this is just 5-second video file that I have created. So if you want, you can choose some skin. If you don't want some skin, you can choose none. Okay, so I'll just take any of the uh, okay, I'll use this one. If you have created your own skin, you can use the URL. It's up to you. Okay, so I'll finish this one. Okay, so over here I'm just going to put it in my okay. So now I'm going to run this SWF file. Okay, so it was taking time to load, so just have to wait. Okay, so this is the SWF file. If I want to go to any other place, like for example introduction, here you can add different files. In chapter number 2 similarly you can just do that, and you can create your uh, as I have created it in Adobe Photoshop, so there is no voice. So if you are having voice, so you can use that one, no issues in that. And that how you can do your simple Mooc outlook. And over here you can add Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or any other things, as well as your progress. So you can create happy face or some kind of animation to just to keep interact with your users. Okay, so next time what we are going to do, we are going to understand how we can create the status bar, how we can create the other options over here. So today's main task was how we can add videos and how to interact with the Mooc and how we can create the thing. So if you want, you can make your computer size smaller just to fit in over here, so you have more space. Okay, I hope you understand and enjoy the session. Thank you very much. See you next time.